What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. I looked at you to check what day it is.
Wednesday.
We are officially in San Diego. We have made it to the West Coast tour.
I told Rhea she's got and I think like the coastal grandma aesthetic on TikTok like is kind of more Diane Keaton vibes, but I kind of like the Boca Raton vibe that you took coastal grandma in the situation in the outfit you're wearing right now.
You were like, you and Devin both were like, you're reminding us of something, and we don't know what it is.
Like you're hustling every other person's grandma on the shuffleboard court. Like
I have
winning
a
every
gambling
time.
problem in Boca Raton, and I am clearly winning by the way that I'm dressed.
Exactly.
So I feel good.
I love it.
We've made it to the West Coast. We had an early flight this morning.
We did.
Let me tell you.
Oh boy. Someone had a great breakfast.
I had an amazing breakfast.
Were you going to say have Fran abandoned everyone?
Oh, yes. So Fran and I are lucky enough to have flown first class, and Fran was able to get into the Sky Club at Delta.
I also showed up. I was the second person at the airport. I was there before all of you guys.
Right, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, but I got there and I was hungry.
She was
and
hungry.
Free food.
She went to the Sky
Free?
Club. Free. Yeah, well, when you're a member. I thought that I could.
Like, I'm not going to buy my breakfast. Like, it's free.
I thought I could get into the Sky Club because I had first class and Sky Priority. They wouldn't let me in.
I don't know.
They took one look at me and they said, no, you're not coming in here. So I had to go
Still
eat
not sure why that
with
was.
the peasants, Noah, Devin, and Natalie.
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
I was drinking my, I was having a frittata and a lemon mint water.
But you missed out. Okay, so we all got like a quick breakfast.
Also, everyone has a microphone.
Everyone does it. So talk.
Hello.
Free will.
Natalie, say hi. It's Natalie.
Hi, it's Natalie.
Devin.
Hi, it's Devin.
Okay,
Noah?
that's I just sometimes so everyone can know their voice.
Right.
You know.
Yes, that's very fair. Noah had a beautiful looking bacon, egg, and cheese wrap. I will say that.
I said, you were like, oh, I'm not going to get one. I'm like, you're going to see me eating it and then get jealous. And that's exactly what happened.
Well, I'm really glad I didn't because I ended up having
the
breakfast of a lifetime.
Breakfast of our dreams.
So, we're not like first class citizens. We don't do that often. And we were sitting
No, ma'am.
We do not.
No, ma'am, we do not.
And we were sitting first class and they come by. And first of all, I think it's nuts that they have to greet every person sitting in first class by their last name. It's like brutal. Like, let's cut to the chase. We don't even want you to say good morning to us. Like, skip that part.
Yeah, I heard her try and say your last name. That was a disaster.
It's such a disaster. I think that's where it comes from. I have a hard last name.
Yeah.
People say Quifo and I hate it.
She looked at your last name and went, ooh.
Wait, so did she have to memorize it? Or
No,
she
they read it off
sheet
the
of
phone. They
paper.
say, good morning, Miss Mariana.
Yeah.
And when it got to me, it was, oof.
She literally was like, good morning, Miss.
It's a hard one.
And there's a lot of worse last names.
Yeah.
Ciufo, I think she might have said.
She said Kiufo.
Yeah.
It's Chifo for those who are wondering. But they came around, they asked us if we wanted breakfast, and Fran declined. Like basically scoffed at the flight attendant for
That
even
is not
offering.
true. I said,
She pulled a Kris Jenner.
I said, I'm all set. Thank you.
She did. And I was like, you're not going to get breakfast? She goes, I don't want a quiche. And I was like, they're offering Egg McMuffins, Fran. And so I got an Egg McMuffin. Little did I know, I thought it was going to be like, I thought they were just dropping off an Egg McMuffin next to me, which would have been perfectly fine in my book, wrapped in like McDonald's, like just drop the Egg McMuffin next to me. Oh my God, the platter they showed up with. Egg McMuffin, a spread, an array of things. Egg McMuffin, bacon, hash browns, fruit, a little dessert thing. I had no idea what it was. I didn't eat that part. I was in awe. And you were asleep. I was like, oh my God, I have no one to share this with. And it was really good.
You told me as soon as we were both awake. You were like, Fran, the breakfast I had. I was like,
couldn't believe it. Like I said, we're not used to this sort of thing. So I just couldn't believe my eyes. It was quite delightful. But good flight.
Well, speaking about the juxtaposition between you guys and us, I would just like to
I
say,
feel like we were in the back.
No, but I want
Plus. Comfort Plus.
No, we were. But I just want to say what happened, where before the flight, I was like, oh, because we're way closer. I was like, I could see you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, your bathroom's right there. Otherwise, I have to go all the way back. And I'm like, oh, I'll just use the first class. I asked if it was going to be a problem. You guys all thought it wouldn't be.
I feel like I've seen it happen.
Yeah, I really didn't. I was
like, I've sat in Comfort Plus before and seen people get up next to me and walk to the first class bathroom.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, wow, ballsy move.
No, I know. It's like you need a little balls to do it, but
Yeah.
I was joking. I thought
Some
it wasn't going to be a
cojones.
problem. Yeah. And I walked through, like I had to pull the curtain, and then I see the lady like all the way down the hall, like she's like waving me like this, and I was just
Turn around. Turn around.
I was acting confused, like, oh, like, and still walking toward her. And then she's like, oh, no, like, you can't be up here. Like, your bathroom's in the back of the plane. And I'm like, oh, but since I'm here, like, can I just use it since I'm right here? She's like, no. And she's like, you got to go back. And I was, like, very passive-aggressive, like, oh, thank you. Appreciate it a lot. Like, but
Did you? I could see the attitude coming from you.
But she was also giving me attitude. I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Did you guys go to the bathroom in first class? Like,
I
does
did.
it look? Is it different?
It's bigger.
It's just slightly bigger.
It's
by
slightly
a
bigger.
small margin.
Wait, I did go to the bathroom in the peasant bathroom, and there was
Pee all over the toilet seat?
no there. Well, duh. There's always pee all over the toilet seat, but there was a place to put your cigarettes, like to put your cigarettes in.
What?
I was like, why is this still
Really?
Yeah.
That's impossible.
I
No,
was
no,
where?
it's old. It's like
no, it's definitely old, but there was like a cigarette.
Yeah.
It was like to dispose your cigarettes.
yeah,
I swear.
it's when you used to be able to smoke on.
I
plants.
was reading the.
When was that, like 50 years ago?
not
Yeah,
not as long
my
ago as you
parents,
thought. Probably the 90s
Are in their
would be my
early
guess.
50s, and
That's
they said they
crazy.
used to be able to smoke on the plane.
Yeah,
But I
that's a good question. That's a good trivia
was
question.
reading the
That's
sign
actually
in the
not up your
bathroom
alley, so.
about how much it would cost if I tampered with the smoke detector because I was like, it doesn't say they'll kick you off the plane. It just says $2,000, maybe a $2,000
was
fine
really-
if you tamper with it.
Your phone really listens to you. Like I just started to type into Google when did they, and it just banned smoking on
Scary.
planes.
Scary.
Yeah.
Oh,
In 1988, airlines based in the U.S. banned smoking on domestic flights of less than 2 hours, which was extended to domestic flights of less than 6 hours in February 1990 and to all domestic and international flights in 2000.
Wow.
So,
I
yeah,
think
not
the
that long
last
ago.
time we came out here, when me and Noah missed our flight.
No, we went to a Super Bowl. I
Oh,
always
Super
forget
Bowl.
about that.
It was a
but-
Super Bowl. We were sitting in the back, and I went to the bathroom, and I sat down. The bathrooms are like bigger because we're on the bigger planes. And I sat down, I looked up, and I was like, holy shit, I could see myself. There was a full-length mirror.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
I like looked and I was
That's
like, yo,
the worst.
you gotta go check out the
That's the
bathroom.
worst.
Then I was like, oh, well, he's not gonna sit.
When I
He's not
went,
gonna
yeah, when I went there, I was like, what are you
When they put the bathroom on the inside,
Experience that.
the mirror on the inside of the bathroom door, no one needs that.
creepy.
No one needs
It's
that.
creepy. Well, we got to San Diego. We checked into our hotel. All was well. Everyone made the flight. Bags were here. And then we got matching T-shirts.
Yeah.
Which
Phenomenal.
Noah, Natalie, and Devin are all still in. I just realized that.
Yeah.
We should have kept wearing ours, except I
had
was
to
so
change.
sweaty I had to
Yeah.
change because we went on a Segway tour.
We did.
That was 2.5 hours long.
Shout out Jeff.
I loved it.
I mean, who wants to talk about the Segway tour? Natalie, how did you feel about the Segway tour?
Natalie ended up being a pro, but it was a rough start.
Very rough
The
start.
Segway
Rough
is basically bigger than Natalie is.
Yeah.
I got on feeling very wobbly. And
Another side tour is what that's the name
yes.
of it. Yeah.
A shout
Another
out
side
side
tour.
Yeah, if you're in
And
San Diego.
I honestly just kept thinking I'm gonna fall and break my teeth. And every single time I would start to go fast, I don't know what it was, but he was talking about how like your hips being forward. Every single time I was like started to go and like my hips were being forward, it just felt like I was never gonna be able to stop. And I don't know what it was.
I kind of think I really do think your height played a factor. Like
It's
because
like light.
No, just like balance wise with like shifting your weight, and the handlebars are like at Natalie's boobs, like not at her waist.
Literally, my
Like they're
friend,
not,
she texted
you know,
me.
it's like I think it was just a distribution of weight kind
Yeah.
of situation.
She texts me and she goes, "Why do you look 10 years old in this photo?" I was like, "I literally do."
Yeah.
Me
None of us
both.
look in that photo.
Devin and Natalie, somebody commented like, why does it look like you guys picked up middle school children?
I know.
Also, you can't see my hair, so it's just awful. But my hair's so greasy because I got color in it and I didn't want to wash it out. And I'm like, I don't care.
can't watch it
I'm
for the
smiling
segue.
so big in one picture where I did see someone comment. They were like, based on that thumbs up from Fran, she definitely planned this tour.
I also saw a comment that said, based on Fran being the only one with a sweater around her waist, just in case it gets cold, tells everyone that she's the mom of the
And
group.
guess what?
It got
Everyone
cold.
got cold.
It was
at the
freezing at one
freezing.
point. We were like, my teeth. I was like, ugh.
Everyone got cold at the end. Yes, and if you were to take a wild guess on which one of the five of us has been on a Segway tour before, it is me.
Fran was at the front. Like me, Rhea, Devin, Natalie would be like at the back. Fran would be like a mile ahead of us, like probably asking questions like, "What is this, Monty?"
Fran was up this tour guide's ass.
I really enjoyed what Jeff had to share.
Jeff was also-
I've never
you-
been to San Diego, and I was learning some stuff.
You said Jeff was giving me like an attitude, or not an attitude, but like
no,
he was being like he was joking around.
Yeah, he was.
At my expense.
Yeah.
No,
Which,
at
you know,
one
Which I had
point,
no problem with. I liked it.
at one point, Fran turned around and she was like, "Why are you guys going so slow?" We're like way in the fucking back.
And we were calling her a teacher's pet.
Yeah.
We all on video were like,
There's
look at
also
that
a-
teacher's pet.
There was also a very nice couple that was on this tour
Yes.
with us.
Oh yeah,
They were lovely.
Oh,
Yeah.
the funniest
Troopers,
part was
honestly.
when
Yeah.
that like some random girl like knew you guys, and the tour guys like to the other couple like, do you know who these people are? Like,
They were like, no.
That was poetic
Nope.
timing. We had just started the Segway tour. A lovely girl comes right up to us.
Yeah.
She's like, "I'm traveling from Virginia. I can't believe I ran into you guys. We have full helmets on. We're on
Imagine.
Segways.
I was like, we look so ridiculous. We can't get off.
the Segways.
We can't get off.
And the tour guide is like, "What?" He was like, he said to the girl, "Do you know them?" It was wild, but it was half an hour in, he was like, "All right, we got an hour and a half to go." We were like, "Oh my god," because your feet hurt, and that's all.
Yeah.
I won't elaborate any further. Get on a Segway and tell me that you're not exhausted after.
Yeah.
I feel like the best thing to compare to, I said it to you guys, is like Noah wouldn't get this, so it's only for the girls. But like when you wear heels for a while and your feet are sore, and then you take them off.
Yeah.
It's
And like the back of your
oh.
knees hurt.
Yeah, and your back hurts. Your back
And
aches.
The way that
balls of
Rhea
your
was-
feet, like burn almost.
like
Rhea's
like
body
hunched-
is also just
the way
like,
that Rhea was
Rhea's
looking.
like, my back,
Yeah.
my back.
Like I was having
literally we're all
flashbacks
fine.
to the hike because that's exactly how you
I
look.
have
like,
I have a bad back. I have
You
left
do have
side
a bad.
scoliosis.
You do have a bad back.
You know what Rhea said when we came in here to record? She's like, "I'm glad just to be like sitting here. I didn't think like we were gonna make it here. Like what? Like we were on a Segway tour."
Yeah. Wait, Rhea got off the Segway and she's squatting to like stretch. The guy goes, "You got your seg leg."
Seg leg. Seg leg. Seg leg.
I had said
We had seg leg.
But let me tell you, when we sat down to record right here, I could, because it's been a very long day. We're obviously very tired, but I couldn't have felt happier because you know when you're doing something and it just feels like it's never gonna end.
Yeah.
At 4 p.m. when he said we wouldn't be done till 5:30, I was like, I turned. The only one who was like understanding my pain was Natalie. So I went up to Natalie multiple times. I was like, "How are you feeling?"
No, you'll see it when we release the vlog footage. Rhea like segued over to me and she was like, "I can't do this anymore." And I was like, "I know."
Meanwhile, I'm talking to my GoPro and being like, they're really slacking back there.
Yeah, I mean, the Segway, not for me.
There was one
Get me
like
back
big
on a
hill,
jet
and he's
ski.
like, "Oh no, we're not gonna go up that." And you're like, "Thank God!" It's like we're on a Segway. Like,
No.
we're not like
that was
running up this hill.
Terrifying.
That was
If we
No,
were on
but
the
that's
Segway-
scary to go up a steep hill like that on a Segway. Like you don't want to start
Guys,
rolling back.
I'm not gonna
agree.
try and act cool. I'm terrified of breaking my face. Like the Segway scared me. It did.
It got easier as it went, though. By the end, I was
totally.
like a pro.
By the end, I felt like I was doing flips.
cruising.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like
This is
I feel
awesome.
like everyone was fine by that. Like
We were all
Right.
doing
good by the
twists.
end.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I'm glad we did it. But it's been quite a day, and you know, I'm excited to see. We got 2 weeks. This is the
Yeah.
first day. This
The
is
weather's
first
been
day.
beautiful.
What?
Weather's been beautiful.
Weather is glorious.
Yeah.
I wish it stayed warmer in the night.
It's supposed to be cold the next couple of days, not to bring down the mood.
Yeah.
Oh, freak.
It's all right. We'll be in Scottsdale in a couple days. It'll be 1 billion degrees.
Yeah, the comparison. All right, well, shall we get into some topics?
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to be talking about some court cases. We
Nothing
got-
but court cases.
Yeah, Blac Chyna versus the Kardashians, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And we are also going to be talking about Megan Fox saying that her and MGK drink each other's blood. Actually, that was a rumor for a little bit.
For rituals.
They do drink each other's blood. And we have an interview with Mary Fitzgerald from Selling Sunset, if you've been watching Selling Sunset, the new season on Netflix. So let's get into it, starting off with Blac Chyna and the Kardashians. This is going to be a long 2 weeks on the West Coast. We have a lot to do, a lot of shows to do, a lot of activities.
The girl we ran into on the street today was drinking a Celsius.
She
I
was.
like to say maybe we had something to do with that.
Yeah, we definitely may have, or maybe not, but we'd like to think we did. Also, Natalie gets cases delivered to her apartment. She loves Celsius, and we love Celsius too. Keeps us energized. It has 0 sugar. It has essential vitamins in there, so it's not like you're... Don't look at me because the way I'm talking. Shut up.
Please continue.
I will continue. They have essential vitamins.
What if I turn this way?
Listen,
Now finish the ad.
they have vitamins, essential ones in there. So it's not like your typical energy drink. A lot of energy drinks, they just have a lot of bad shit in it, a lot of sugar, a lot of stuff that's not good for you. That's not the case with Celsius. They also have plenty of flavors. They have watermelon, guava. They have tons of flavors that you would enjoy. Natalie, what's your favorite flavor?
Her mic's not on. I'll just say kiwi guava.
Natalie said her favorite flavor is kiwi guava. I think that kiwi guava sounds delicious. I like the watermelon. I love watermelon. Watermelon Celsius keeps me going. It should keep you going as well. So go to Celsius.com. Get your Celsius. You can also find it on Amazon or find it near a store near you. Not near a store near you. I gotta go to bed.
Near a store. Could be
But-
right outside.
just pop out. Maybe a girl will run into you on the street holding a Celsius and you just take it from her hands and you could try it yourself. So go to Celsius.com and try Celsius. So the battle between Blac Chyna and the Kardashian continues in court.
The Kardashian. The battle against the Kardashian.
Did I not
Battle against the chicks in the office.
Yeah. No,
Chick-
we
chick
will just
in
be
the
chick
office.
Did I
in the
not
office.
say Kardashians?
You just forgot the S. That's all.
Okay, I apologize.
I kind of like just saying the Kardashian. That would make them sound like a very powerful
Kardashian
entity.
All right, I'm sorry. I meant the Kardashians, but the battle continues. You know, Kylie Jenner has been brought to stand. Her relationship with Tyga has been
all
brought up
have.
now. Everyone's being brought to stand. It seems like to the stand.
Brought to stand.
Are you good? Everyone's been brought to stand.
You're just
You know,
skipping words.
the judge is like, "Ma'am, can you please stand? Thank you. Sit back down."
I'm talking like my nono.
You're talking like
You are
how you
just
text.
forgetting
I'm talking
Yeah.
like my nono. He cuts things out.
To the stand.
To the stand. They've been
They're
called to the
testifying,
stand. You know what?
yes.
You just talk. How about that? you just go ahead.
They're all
I'll shut up.
they're all
now.
testifying.
Please go
Oh
ahead.
my gosh. It's kind of a disaster, it seems like, honestly, from the fact that all of them are saying that Kylie said she's threatening her, threatened to hurt Rob. Kim and Chloe's messages and emails have come out of where they were talking about how they wanted to not do their own show if Chyna was involved. Corey Gamble took the stand as well.
Those hips took the stand.
Those hips don't lie. And he said that he walked into like a crazy fight between the two of them. Saw like like a mark on Rob's neck from maybe like a phone cord. It's like pretty wild.
Blac Chyna is a menace to society.
Yeah, and now she wants to. Her lawyer is now trying to get her to testify, like to be able to redo her testimony. Yes.
Testimony.
I'm not sure if that's the right word. Basically to redo everything that she said, because the first time she went up, she was very emotional because they used I guess they showed the photos from the revenge porn situation, and her lawyer is claiming that was very traumatizing and she wasn't really able to say what she wanted to say. And so now they're trying to get her to be able to redo it, because I think that show, like, and the Kardashians lawyer is like, well, they were just trying to get her a redo because it went so poorly for her when she did it before. So it's just all around seems very tough. And it really does look like, you know, they all wanted absolutely nothing to do with her. All of them.
It seems like Blac Chyna.
Chyna?
English is your second language as the coastal grandma. Like, are you just married to your grandpa right now?
Rhea's also just completely sober.
Yeah.
I think that's the craziest part is that people are gonna be like, Rhea's so high, but I've talked about
Stone
could not
cold
be more
sober.
sober, and I've been talking about this recently, and now I'm going off the rails again. But I don't smoke every day anymore. I go days, weeks. And by weeks, I mean like one full week, or two. I just smoke whenever now. Like I really just don't smoke as much as I did. And today at lunch, I was laughing a lot. And Noah was like, "You seem like you're high right now." I'm like, this is just me. Like this is just me, and it feels great.
This is just me.
It feels great.
This is real. This is me.
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be now. Gonna let the light. I can't find you.
Shine on me. That's
All
you
right.
right now.
Back to Blac Chyna.
Yeah.
So that was a little segue. But
Oh, that was good.
You like
But
that
I
one?
like that.
But
You like that one?
Yep.
Okay. Back to Blac Chyna. I said it correctly. I think she made a very poor move bringing them to court because they are just revealing all these
powerful.
terrible things about her. Whereas if she never brought them to court, people wouldn't give a fuck about Blac Chyna. They wouldn't think twice about her. They'd be like, whatever. She has a kid with Tyga and Rob Kardashian, and they're paying for the kids to go to school, and she's not. Who cares? Now we're seeing all these terrible stories about her physically threatening all of them and maybe actually physically touching Rob Kardashian.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good for Blac Chyna. Like I said, she's a menace to society.
no, it doesn't.
Lock her up. Lock her
It's
up.
terrible. It's tough. It's a bad situation for her right now. Does not look good. I think that the fact that like it's so crazy what they are allowing them to say in this, because it is just kind of like a lot of speculation, but I guess in a case like this, I don't know. I obviously do not get the actual legal reasons why these things can and cannot actually be taken in court, and not like, you know, hearsay or all that shit. Like, it's like, because they're just kind of speculating of like, oh yeah, like from my account, they had a terrible relationship, talking about all these things from the outside, and Kim like messaging with producers. I don't know if it was an email or a text. I don't remember, being like, it's just too much toxicity. They were thinking about not doing their own show, like Keeping Up, not doing Keeping Up if she was going to be involved. And that's kind of why like they also didn't really want Rob and Chyna happening, because it was just all a disaster between them. So it's like, I don't know where you draw the line of like she could win this. I don't think she could win this case by Chyna.
There's
but
no
it's like,
way she could win
it's
this.
just the claim that they wanted the show to end, but it's like, yeah, they probably did want the show to end because of the way the relationship was, which I don't think is like just an out of nowhere vindictive move against her. It seemed fairly warranted. So now I think the Kardashians lawyers asking for them to like just throw it out to end this.
I'm sure they don't want to be in court
Yeah.
with her anymore. Also, side note, they were probably like, all right, if we can use Blac Chyna as an excuse to end this show on E, then we can get way more money from Hulu.
And they are getting more money from Hulu.
Exactly.
Most watched premiere on Hulu ever.
As expected.
The first episode.
Really, for original?
For original
Is that
Hulu
counting like
content.
scripted? Like,
I think so.
What else? I mean, Hulu has
the
great
Act, like, what
shows.
other
I mean,
stuff
The
is
Act
on?
was great, but like
Yeah.
me and Fran were like the only two
Oh, but
people
I mean,
to
like,
just
watch
think
it.
like numbers wise,
Premiere,
what
'cause
would
it's like-
explode the most?
people don't. I feel like people probably binge most of those shows. They don't like
Yeah.
know about it. Everyone
you
knows
just
the
come
Kardashians.
across the
Yeah.
dropout. You
Yeah,
come
yeah.
across these shows.
Yeah.
Whereas the Kardashians, you knew they were moving to Hulu, and
Yeah.
you want to know what the difference was going to be.
Yeah, I think the numbers were probably huge. So it's crazy that they all have had to say stuff like even, Chris said that, like, I think she called Blac Chyna a bitch, like in a text message or something, like
I love that.
ditch the bitch or something. Like it was like something, it rhymed. All I remember reading was
That's
that it rhymed.
amazing. I could see
And-
Kris Jenner saying that.
What do you guys
Yeah.
think about people being mad about how she treated that
What do you mean?
Kris Jenner
Chris,
In the show.
they're pissed about how she treated the
when she
the
told
the
Khloe.
driver when she was like, "Sir, can you get out of the car?"
Oh, did we not talk about
we
that?
did
with
talk
Joey
about
and
it with
Pat?
Joey and Pat. We did a little bit.
She's Kris Jenner.
Yeah,
But I would, like Chloe said, like a
Right.
please and thank you would have been nice.
I think she was playing it up for the camera.
Probably.
She could have
and
been
she also
nicer.
she was really excited.
she could have been
She could have
nicer,
been
and I think
nicer.
she really was like had laser focus on making sure nobody found out about this proposal.
That
I
driver
thought it
probably
was going to
didn't
be
care at all.
something way more
And
interesting.
Chris knows how to act up for the camera. Like she's like, I got a big thing to say. Get out.
Right. I'm very sorry. I'm very happy for Courtney and Travis, and that was very exciting, but I thought it was going to be like way juicier.
Yeah. It did seem like it was a lead up to something else. So yeah, that's I'm not quite sure how much longer this is gonna last. If at one point the judge is gonna be like, all right, we're done with this.
The
Or
judge-
if Blac Chyna's allowed to re-testify, I don't know, kind of wild.
The judge is going to be like, listen, I'm trying to focus on watching the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, so
Yes.
if we can hurry this up because
There's
I want nothing
Too
to do
much
with
time
this.
in court happening right now, and too many hours. It's just so much like,
I wish we could watch that one.
yeah.
Imagine watching Blac Chyna and the Kardashians.
Yeah.
Do you think the Kardashians had something to do with it not being televised?
I have no idea.
I don't know how that works. Like,
I don't
Not a
know why
clue.
some get televised and some don't.
Yeah.
like
But
Yeah.
I would assume they have the power to be like,
I'm
we're
not
gonna
quite sure why
televise
the Heard Depp case is
Yeah.
televised.
Yeah.
Like that. I feel like this never happened. That
Right.
never happens.
I feel like it shouldn't be.
But like
Yeah.
the OJ was like it's like why do certain ones get televised?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I guess, I'm saying it shouldn't be, but
and
it's
like
way
Casey
better that it
Anthony,
is.
like there's certain ones.
no,
that
no,
get,
of
like,
course. I mean, I'm sure they had. If I guess they could have had something to do with that. Most, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Kris Jenner shut that shit down.
Yeah. They're trying to get rid of this as soon as possible. But they all have the same story. Kim, Khloe, Kylie, Chris, Corey. Like everyone's lined up with how they see Blac Chyna.
Kendall's got to be relieved.
Yeah, Kendall and Courtney have got to be like this.
Yeah.
We really lucked out here. I don't know if you guys have seen the Chicks in the Office stories. I've got the DC. Thank you. You've seen them?
I have.
You've seen them? Thank
I've seen
you.
them.
I'm wearing the DC sneakers. We all remember DC sneakers.
Yeah, we do.
all, they were big. Y2K, early 2000s. The fashion from that era, it's back. Look at how Rhea's dressed right now. It's back. That era is so
Granny
back.
Rhea?
Yes. And honestly, the only thing that would make it better is the DC sneakers. They are dipping into the archives. So the Manteca, the Court Graphic, they are being rediscovered and making a resurgence. They've been spotted in Euphoria, worn by Jules, and on Justin Bieber, sitting courtside. So when you see me with those Mantecas on walking around the office, I'm basically Justin Bieber.
All you beeps.
Exactly. So now with this comeback, DC Shoes has a new campaign, Push Your Own Story, which encourages athletes, musicians, artists, anyone with a story to push their own story in their own unique way. Up-and-coming artists like Nessa Barrett, Naomi Wild, and Gab Current, and DC's female snowboarding and skateboarding team riders have led this change of powerful females pushing their own stories, goals, and affirmations. Worn now by original fans and next-gen adopters alike, DC Shoes are officially back. So head to dcshoes.com and shop the new women's Manteca style today. All right, so moving on to Depp versus Heard, because the court, we just can't stop. The court cases are insane. I think the biggest thing we have gotten from the last couple days is Johnny's team called this, which is important to note, called this psychologist on to the stand. And I think she's like she's a clinical and forensic psychologist, but there was something where she like may not be actually board certified. I don't know how much that matters, but she was called and she was first approached by Johnny Depp's legal team so she could, quote, review the case materials and provide her opinions regarding anything that she noticed what was consistent or even not consistent with the psychological science that exists today about basically, their relationship. And she said that she thinks Amber Heard has borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder, which is honestly something that I have never heard of. But she said that she conducted testing, included one of the main tests that she used. She obtained scores that were consistent with those diagnoses, and there was evidence of these diagnoses in her records and self-report. A couple of characteristics that were consistent with these disorders. One of the hallmark characteristics of histrionic personality disorder is an overly dramatic presentation. Tends to be very flowery. It uses a lot of descriptive words and it can go on for quite some time, but really lacks any substance. So at the end of the day, you're left wondering what was just said. That occurred a number of times.
What does our legal correspondent think of this?
So
Devin's here.
I'm back. I caught a little bit of it on the plane, but one of the things, I guess she was interviewing, I caught it like at a weird time right before their lunch break.
Yeah.
And it sounded like she was like interviewing Amber, and that she was interviewing Amber to test to see if she had PTSD. I believe she said it was a CAPS-5 test, and that it's different from like just like a regular. I mean, I feel like we've all been to the doctors and they make you like check off the thing, like, do you have depression? Do you have whatever? Do you like say yes, no, yes, no? And she was basically saying, obviously, with things like that, people who want to be diagnosed with these things will check off yes, yes, yes. But with CAPS-5, it makes you describe in detail like your symptoms more. So if you say yes to something, then you have to go and talk about why you said yes. Also, apparently, Amber Heard said that she experienced 19 out of 20 of the symptoms of PTSD. And the doctor was like, this just doesn't, like, even in the most extreme cases, like, this just doesn't happen. I think she also was saying that some of the things that Amber was experiencing could be things from childhood, like childhood traumas, and that, like, she may actually have these traumas in different ways, but it's things that are more, I guess, I don't know if they're more prevalent. I'm kind of making that up, but that it would happen or like around, or it would start from childhood and then trickle into adulthood. Like it's just something that stays with you. The other thing was that Amber Heard, apparently when she first got to LA, she was taking taking like medication for blanket anxiety and depression. So that would be medicine to treat anxiety and depression, whatever. And that the medicines that she was taking, she reported that they didn't work. And apparently on people with borderline personality disorder, those kind of medicines don't work. And I think she was saying like upper like medicines will help you more. And I don't know why, but that's...
Can't imagine all the drugs they were doing helped.
No, all the MDMA,
A lot
and
of uppers.
yeah.
Because I think that's also
That'll
been
alter
something,
your brain a little bit.
I think that's also been something that's been focused on a lot is Johnny's drug use, which we did talk about last week, where they're just really trying to hammer home like these stories of him being fucked up in front of his kids or like things like that. And now clearly this is the angle that Johnny's team is taking. And because this is like histrionic personality disorder, something I've never heard of. Apparently, just in general, a lot of the key features that you would notice with someone who's diagnosed with it are going to be drama and shallowness. They have extreme discomfort with not being the center of attention. When they feel they're not the center of attention, you will see some strange things, making up stories to try and get attention, taking on a victim or princess role, seeking caretaking. The doctor also said that people with the disorder are very, very interested in looks, but more importantly, they utilize their looks to get attention, get that respect that they're seeking. It's almost like I get what they're saying. It just almost feels too curated to what they're trying to prove. It's like, everything she's saying, that's perfect. Like, great.
Yeah.
You know?
I also think people always say that those drugs like MDMA and whatever, if you have a certain type of disorder, that it could like really kickstart it even more.
Yeah.
Like if you don't, it may not be very apparent, but then you do that and then it shows up even more. So I don't, it's hard to follow everything that's going on between these two.
It is hard because they are clearly going to these very serious lengths where there's not just like, look how many, like we had talked about last week, look at how many witnesses they're calling up and how many opinions they're getting and how many stories they're talking to. Like this is, and I was right, she is not a board certified, she's not board certified in clinical and forensic psychology, but is a licensed clinical psychologist. So I don't know. It's going to continue to go on. I don't know also what's going on with Amber's lawyer. I feel like he's had some moments where you're like, what's this dude doing? And it happened last week and it happened again this week where he's the one asking the question and then he gets the answer
it happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday he was talking to a housekeeper and I don't know what exactly he was saying, but there was asking a guy. He was asking the question and then he objected to his own question and the guy
he objected to his own
what
question and it's weird.
They just seem a little messy and also Johnny Depp loves playing with the lawyer. His last name, I don't know if you guys know this, is Rottenborn.
No.
So Johnny Depp, like the whole
just
time,
really likes saying his name. Yeah, I did see that. I've seen the TikToks.
And like the one time the judge was like, all right, like she kind of like was like, stop, like just stick to the program. Also, there's a ton of, I mean, kind of like what you're saying, so many witnesses, but also so many outside people or outside things weighing in. Did you guys see the TikTok from the makeup company? Okay. So in Amber Heard's like opening statement or like whatever from her lawyers, they said that during her relationship with Johnny, she always carried this like color corrector, this like little color corrector palette with like 4 different colors. I think it was Milani Cosmetics in her purse, and that she would use it to like cover herself up and whatever. The makeup company made a TikTok like stitching the court case of them saying this is the makeup product that she carried. And they basically were like, this product didn't come out until 2017, and Johnny and Amber were divorced in 2016.
Yes, I saw that. Very, very, very bizarre.
I also wonder, can they bring that into court now?
I don't know. I'd have to imagine, that you can use that as evidence. You can, I would think, but yeah, having just the voice of TikTok, I feel like is also very prevalent in this case. And of course it is because we're literally seeing, like, because you can watch the whole thing, it's being clipped so much where you're seeing little tiny clips on TikTok or things that are going viral or just the moments between Amber and Johnny, because he has like a little bit of a tude and so does she. I mean, both of them do, where like she's making faces, he's making faces, one's laughing, one's like, it's nuts. And you can see a lot from TikTok, and I just feel like eventually this is going to be like studied in how social media cases, how social media affects people's thoughts and like legit real world things, which of course is obviously massive anyway, but it's just TikTok being a newer thing. It's very interesting. But how much longer is this going to go on for?
Well, this is the third week of 5.
Third week of 5?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Johnny finished testifying, and that was kind of a big thing because people thought the end of his
Amber has not gone up yet.
No.
Okay.
But the end of his him talking was, so there's a phone call between Amber and Johnny where Amber's like basically saying like, oh yeah, like you should go to the court, and you should say like I am a victim of domestic violence. And he, in the phone call, he's like, I will. They ended it by like playing that clip, and then after, Johnny's lawyers like asked Johnny, so are you a victim of domestic violence? And he was like, yes, I am a victim. I cannot speak right now. I'm freezing. I'm like shivering.
No, you're good.
I am a victim of domestic violence. And it was like a pretty powerful gotcha moment, I guess, to Amber. Like, like a kick in the face. Like he was like, yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? Like I'm gonna take
I
you
think
here
that
and say this.
like I do think that Amber Heard is doing most of the lying here. Like I
crazy.
really think that she's. I mean, obviously they both have some crazy things going on, and some of the stuff that Johnny Depp has said that in text messages and whatever. But like, it just seems like Amber Heard is not good.
And there wasn't, I know a lot of people were also talking about how it's like they do have a lot of things recorded. Like, wasn't there also a recording of Amber saying she's never actually hit him or something like
It's
like
her
that?
saying that she didn't punch him. She's like, I hit
Right.
you. I hit you, but I didn't punch you.
Right.
There's a million recordings, and with that,
But it's like, were they
How did they get
recording
these
their
recordings?
fights?
no. So Johnny started. He said this like much earlier on.
Yeah.
Johnny said
He
that
started
he
recording
told
shit.
Amber that she just doesn't even remember what she says when they argue. So what he said to her was he like told her, "Hey, I'm gonna record us talking about this incident. So like we're both upset about this. I'm gonna record it, and then tomorrow like play it back because apparently like
a very
she would
interesting
say
concept.
she would say like the sky's blue, and then the next day he'd be like, remember when you said the sky's blue? And she was like, no. So he said that he wanted to be able to play it back to her. Then I guess because she knew that he was like collecting this like, for lack of better words, like ammo on her.
Yeah.
She started secretly recording him. That's what he says, that this was like she started secretly recording. So when he started like, you know, like lashing out or like getting angry, I don't think there's nothing of him like physically touching her, but more so like rumblings, or like there's one where he's like slamming kitchen cabinets and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that one specifically, that a lot of people who defend Johnny say that it was right after Johnny's mom died of cancer. So he was really upset and like he didn't want to fight or argue. And that was also around the time that they broke up, because they broke up right after Johnny Depp's mom passed away of cancer.
It's nuts. So now this is week 3. When does do you know when Amber?
I'm really interested in watching her get up there.
Same.
I'm very interested.
The other thing is like
It's gonna be very interesting how she talks about it, how she describes it, what she says, how she acts.
Yeah. Johnny, everyone says that Johnny's lawyers prepped him very well and how to answer questions and how to deflect or respond to things. Her
Obviously,
lawyers,
he has more money.
Yeah,
like
her
I think he has a better legal team.
Her lawyers seem messy.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are they doing
Yeah.
to prep her? And here's the thing: at the end of the day, they're both actors. So if they want to get up there and put on a show,
But Depp's a way better actor.
Yeah, Johnny Depp has some movies under his belt.
Yeah.
He's
Some
an
critically acclaimed,
award-winning actor.
yeah, some critically acclaimed films.
I actually
Never
saw-
Back Down was good though.
yeah. So
Good job.
yeah, I don't know, but I mean, they both could. You never know. I feel
Yeah.
like also when I don't know. I just feel like I'll like empathize or like sympathize with people. So I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like I always like questioning.
I'm with you on that. I
Everything.
totally understand that, and I think that's fair in cases like this. And maybe we'll feel different when Amber speaks, but maybe we won't. Maybe
I don't
it's
know.
just
I also
I
think
really
there's
don't-
one of those things where
they're
it's like
both
if
very
Amber-
manipulative, both
Right.
of them. I think.
Yes, and also if Amber has these disorders, then you also feel bad for her in some way that like she has no idea what she's even doing
Yeah.
in some
Yeah.
capacity. Like a lot of it is messed up, but like you also have to be like, all right, well, if she has
Yeah.
these things mentally wrong with her, then like some of it is basically out of her control.
Right, and
But I'm not defending her. I'm
No,
just
no,
saying
no.
like you have to think like, all
and
right,
just
well,
even from a legal standpoint,
Yeah.
it's makes sense and probably smart of Johnny's team to have this woman speak now and talk about these disorders before she even takes a stand, because now when she goes up, everyone,
Yeah.
the court of
keep that
public,
in their
the
mind.
court of public opinion, everyone's going to be like, well, how do we know what's real and not?
Yeah,
Right.
that's also sad, just generally for people with like mental disorders, because the doctor, like the forensic psychologist, also said just because she doesn't have PTSD doesn't mean she's not psychologically
Yeah,
harmed in
yeah.
another way. I think these are just like two traumatized people
Yep.
from like the past. I said this something similar last week.
Yeah.
They both have such like they have a ton of trauma from the past, unhealed.
Yeah.
and they don't know what to do with those
Right.
emotions.
And they're just they're
taking it out on each
extremely
other.
volatile people that paired together.
yeah.
It's a disaster.
I just feel I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know why in the back of my head I feel like my gut is telling me that Amber's just not gonna do a good job on the stand.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
We'll
so,
see.
All right. Week 3 is underway.
Megan Fox was on the cover of Glamour magazine.
Looking beautiful as always.
Always Megan Fox,
Always.
always looking flawless.
Yep.
And she talked about how her and MGK drink each other's blood a little bit.
Just a little.
Just a tip for ritual reasons.
Yep.
Now, we've heard this before, and everyone was like, is that true? Are they trolling people? I think they actually do drink each other's blood.
Yeah. So it was...
It's quite the bond.
You know, in the engagement post is when she had written that, right? I said yes, and then we drank each other's blood. She was asked to clarify British Glamours, by the way. I didn't realize British Glamours. She said, so I guess to drink each other's blood might mislead people, or people are imagining us with goblets and we're like Game of Thrones drinking each other's blood. It's just a few drops, but yes, we do consume each other's blood on occasion for ritual purposes only. I read tarot cards and I'm into astrology and I'm doing all these metaphysical practices and meditations, and I do rituals on new moons and full moons and all these things. And so when I do it, it's a passage or it is used for a reason. And it is controlled where it's like, let's shed a few drops of blood and each drink it.
No thanks. Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. No thank you.
She added that fiance MGK is, quote, much more haphazard and hectic and chaotic, where he's willing to just cut his chest open with broken glass and be like, take my soul. These two freaks.
Yeah, they're freaks. That's really no other way to put it.
I feel like that.
I think
these
there's other
two,
ways
I get
to
like a
bond.
massive like good for them, because it's just
yeah,
they're freaks, but good for them because boy do they love it.
there's other ways to bond. You don't have to drink each other's blood.
No,
You just hang out.
No, and she
Well-
also thinks she's been manifesting Coulson since she was 4 years old.
4 years old.
Yeah.
He wasn't even alive.
She said, I'm also 4 years older than him, so I think I made him. My thought.
You said that out loud and you couldn't believe you said that.
Oh, man. These people. She said, my thoughts and intentions grew him into the person that he that he is. Who knows what he would have looked like. I actually can't finish this sentence. My thoughts and intentions grew him into the person that he is. Who knows what he would have looked like or been like if it wasn't for me.
Oh my God. You know what it is?
I
These
love
people
her. These people, man.
have Megan Fox has nothing else going on, right? Like she's done it all, and now it's like, what can I put my time and energy into? And it's this. It's like,
Yeah.
I there's nothing else to say besides good for them. Like,
It's just nuts.
I don't want to drink anybody's blood.
I know.
Maybe like
it's crazy.
like you prick your finger one time and you lick it up, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't even want to do that. I'm just trying to justify this.
Like,
a little
I
bit.
guess maybe they just like, well, a quick little prick, pour it into.
No, but they're
Do you
saying
think
like,
you think she puts them in little vials and then they drink them, or do you think she's just like they're sucking on open wounds?
I'm thinking Twilight, like
Yeah.
when Bella cuts open her wrist
Yeah.
and they like suck it.
Do you ever suck your own blood? Like if you have a cut?
Yes.
Yeah, all the time.
And thoughts about
Whatever.
any taste?
It's whatever.
No, I'm just like wondering.
I
like,
mean, tastes like iron. Not
yeah,
like it's,
Yeah,
That's what people say, but I don't really know what that means. Like,
Have you ever
I
done
mean,
it?
no, I've done it. Yeah.
well, it's like iron is what like blood tastes like.
Okay.
All right then. Okay.
All right. Good talk, everybody.
If maybe next time we have a full moon, we'll just all
Cut each other's blood brothers.
drink each other's blood. Blood brothers.
Now I
Yeah.
understand the hangover. What?
You didn't understand it when you watched
No,
it?
I did. I'm just saying.
That was a joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You took that literal.
Yeah.
Let's end this show.
That was a joke. Yeah. It's honestly a very interesting article. She does talk about like her family and her relationship and a lot of other things. So if you're just fascinated by Megan Fox, which I am, the article is very interesting. She also said that she and like Courtney, Travis, MGK, like they don't hang out that often. They've done a couple trips together, but that when they're together, they're like so magnetic. And then also they're all so busy. She's like, we have like 900 kids between all of us.
I don't
So,
think
makes
the four of
sense.
them should get in a room that often because there would be no blood left.
Exactly. There's just, yeah. Yeah, they could just create some kind of cult. We have a great interview with Mary Fitzgerald talking about this season of Selling Sunset. So I hope you guys all finished watching this season. Please do before you listen to the interview because we're talking about everything that goes down. But first, I want to get you guys ready for summer, making sure you get your cocktails in order, specifically with Slick frozen cocktail pops. They're available in different spirit-based packs. You can get the agave margaritas and rum daiquiris, perfect for summer. Each pop contains 8% ABV, and only natural flavors, all coming in at under 100 calories. They're convenient enough to throw in the cooler and bring along to a backyard barbecue, boating on the lake, or a day hanging at the pool. These are great. They are so easy to pack. You can fit so much in your cooler. Sometimes, that's the hardest part of a beach day, fitting everything you want in the cooler. Just put the Slick pops in there and you're good to go. You have so much room. I'm super excited to be taking them with me all summer long. So you can head to Slick, that's SLIQ, slickspiritedice.com to snag a pack of Slick and stock your freezer with pops for your next good times occasion. Make sure to use promo code SlickChicks2 to get 10% off your order as well. That's SlickChicks2 to get 10% off your order. This ad has been brought to you by 21 Holdings LLC in West Chicago, Illinois. You must be 21 and up to purchase and consume. Please drink responsibly.
All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by Mary Fitzgerald from Selling Sunset. Thank you for joining us, Mary. She just said that they were all at Coachella together. They were watching the new season. Tell us how that was.
It was interesting. It's very entertaining for sure. I think it kind of gives some clarity in a way on the relationships and why we are where we are. From season 4, I think it was kind of confusing. And then I think it kind of shed some light onto why we are where we are.
Yeah, definitely. I said that this is truly one of the most binge-worthy shows. The episodes they're not super long. It's a short, like you can finish a season so fast. I probably expect everybody who's listening right now to have finished the season already because it's just like in one weekend, you're done, you're in, and
You can't stop in the middle.
No,
you
you
just
can't.
got to keep
You
going.
have to keep going.
You maybe stop to go to sleep, and then you wake up and you put it right back on.
Yeah, that is so true. It started off with you guys on that infamous trip to Greece, and we saw the debut of Chrishell and Jason, and it's certainly a roller coaster for them throughout the entire season. I want to start from the beginning, though, and how you felt when these two first connected.
I was shocked at first, but I kind of caught on to it before they told everybody. So when we went to Greece, I'd already known for a couple months. I was out with the two of them, and I realized that I was invited quite often because I was like the little buffer so people wouldn't suspect anything. And once I caught on, then they were like, great, now we can just tell you we need you. But I saw them. I just know Jason so well. And I was sitting there and I could just see the way he was looking at her. And I was like, what's going on? Hang on. He's like, no, nothing. I'm like, okay. So I just kind of caught on to it. And then obviously I'm not going to tell anybody. but it's important for them to keep that secret, I think, until they figure out what is going on, because obviously not only the office is going to weigh in on it, but the world is going to weigh in on it. And they just needed time to make sure it was right. And then unfortunately, future desires and family desires got in the way, but they were a great couple.
How did everyone react? You said you found out, you kept it quiet because he is, your guys' boss. So how did everyone else in the office react to that?
I think most people were pretty, everybody was shocked, but everybody was very supportive. I mean, it's not like we're employees. We're all independent contractors. So it's not the same thing as in some sort of a normal work environment. Right. So, I mean, that's not a problem for any of us. I mean, there's a couple of people that will always say something. They'll always have an opinion or comment, like things are unfair, but that's not the way it is. I mean, Jason doesn't give away listings. He's not going to give away his own money.
Yeah.
We actually have to work for our own business. So
right.
I mean, there are stupid comments that are made, but it's just not true.
Yeah. Now that you guys have been on this show for, this is the 5th season, I do feel like I personally see a lot of kind of comparisons to like a show like Vanderpump Rules, something like that, where everyone starts, they knew each other before, they worked together, and now all of a sudden they're on a reality show. And as the show progressed, it was like, are these people really working in SUR anymore? Like, they're not, like, they're filming and they're waiting tables, but we don't ever see them not doing this stuff when the cameras aren't rolling. Now that you guys are 5 seasons in, is everyone still as dedicated to the real estate game as they were when they started?
Not everybody.
Some more than others.
Well, you got a promotion, so you seem to be dedicated.
Yes.
I'm dedicated. My time is definitely spread thin. So I would say part of my time, part of my time is focused on dealing with the other agents, dealing with certain problems and stuff in the office. But I'm still very much an agent. I always will be. And I think a lot of the girls are working actually more than they were before, because the show has brought more business to us, and people that wouldn't know who we are otherwise. Like, I've got multiple clients in London that are coming over. I think Rochelle's done a couple things with athletes. She got in with one, and then it's a referral kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's opened the doors to a lot of us. Emma's doing great.
I see all of her Instagram posts of these beautiful, like, $20 million homes. It's crazy. This could be kind of a silly question, but like, now that you guys have this fame per se, and people know who you are, and when you're posting on social media these listings and these open houses, how do you, do people show up who just want to meet you or go see the house that could be on a show? Like, is it harder to really figure out what is a realistic offer and who is being serious about buying a house?
Well, realistic offers in this market, anything's realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, you could offer like 100,000, 500,000, $1 million over asking, whatever, depending on the price of the home, and it's all realistic.
Yeah.
So that part, but yeah, when we are in open houses, people come in all the time. People call us up all the time, saying that they're a buyer, they're looking for this home, and we have to qualify people and really vet them well, because they just want to go around and see LA homes and meet us and stuff.
Yeah.
And so, we can't waste our time on that. We really have to be selective on who we work with and make sure that they are actually qualified, get proof of funds, and double check the proof of funds.
Right.
Yeah. They also submit fake proof of funds. So
Oh my gosh, I'm sure people go to crazy
And
lengths.
don't people show up like outside the office now?
oh yeah, all day.
And how often are you guys actually in that office?
It depends. It depends what we have going on. I mean, we don't just sit in the office all day. If we did, then we wouldn't be out working and showing
Yeah,
homes.
you wouldn't be selling
So-
houses.
It is funny. Like, it is in such a busy area. I remember, like, we've stayed up the street and I went to get my makeup done in that Blue Mercury that's next door.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a second, the office is right here.
It is such a popular area.
Like, I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I was like, wow, this is where they've been this whole time. It's very different seeing it in real life. But you got to take on a bigger role in the office this season, like we said, with this promotion. And how did you feel when that happened? Because when Jason told you, you looked shocked, like you had no idea.
No, I didn't. I knew he was going down to OC a lot, and I think a lot of it, honestly, was that I get along with most girls. He always brings me in if there's like if there's a new agent or something he wants advice on. He knows that I can kind of feel out from just a woman perspective, from just being friends with the girls, and I kind of get a read on people fairly well. I mean, sometimes obviously I'm wrong, but I feel like I can just kind of assess the situation, and it kind of a second point of view for him. So he brings me in on stuff like that. And then I can also kind of ease the way in to the other girls to try to help people out when they're new.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty open-minded about stuff. So yeah, he brings me in, kind of partners up with me on most things for the last couple of years anyway. So
Right.
I think it was kind of a natural progression.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this season we see a lot of drama play out. How do you try to focus on work and not get distracted by the drama, although you guys have to talk about it because they're filming you and it's not just going to be swept under the rug?
Yeah. I think it feels like it gets amped up a lot more than what we would like, because, and this is how production explained it to me when I'm like, I'm not talking about this anymore. But they said people aren't in our heads.
Yeah.
And they aren't, so we have to talk about what has happened. They're not in our heads. So we have to kind of verbalize it and explain how we feel about something. And normally, you would just have a feeling and move on. And if you don't want to be involved in the drama, that's how you typically deal with it. But when you're on the show, you have to verbalize it, which makes it feel like it's getting even bigger and more emotional and intrusive to our lives than it needs to be. But I get it. And so I feel like especially in this new role, I feel like I just have to have two hats. And from a friend perspective, and for myself, I have to have my set of feelings and thoughts on one hand, and then on the other, then I'm like, okay, I have to put all of that aside and think about what is best for the office and what is best for the other agents. So
Right. We see you.
It does make it difficult. Like when I'm friends with all the other agents, and I'm like, I want to protect my friend, but I can't because I'm like,
yeah. I mean, and it's harder even when you take a job that's maybe these ladies' bosses in a way where you are friends with all of them. And we see that too, where you're having these conversations and Emma, she's killing it, but some of the other agents maybe aren't. So you kind of have to be pretty direct, and that can be hard in a friendship, and to like tell your friend, hey, time to pick it up a little bit. Did you ever have any negative reactions from the girls after sort of having conversations like that, telling some of them, they're not carrying their weight?
I mean, a little, not too bad, but a little bit, where, I mean, they're just like, come on, that's unfair. And this is going to make me look bad or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, pick it up and it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. And I have a hard time like being mean. So I think that is kind of difficult for me. I mean, I can be firm, but I don't like being mean. And I always try to give people benefit of the doubt and a second chance and stuff. But at a certain point, I'm like, come on. I mean,
yeah. Yeah, we have to talk about the Christine of it all, because she is a major part of this season. I know she is she's a major part of this season. She's not in the office. When she comes in, it seems like it's kind of a disaster, and then of course we see at the end that perhaps she was going behind Emma's back with clients, which is absolutely crazy. And you guys tried to have a conversation with her that didn't actually happen. How did that relationship just kind of deteriorate like that?
You know, it seems like it just keeps getting worse and worse. And this is, I think, what all of us feel, that the person I was friends with, the person I knew, like, I don't even know who she is anymore. And it's really sad. I think, you know, there's always room and the ability to change. We're all open-minded. People mess up, people act stupid and stuff. But if you're willing to change and willing to like do better, you have a place. Like Davina, like, you know, I mean, she I feel like she completely stepped it up. She learned from her mistakes and she's really trying to be better. Shocker, even Romain thinks so. Yeah. I mean, he didn't want to admit it, but then when he even watched it back, I'm like, see, I told you she's doing better. Because at first he was like, Mary, you're not gonna get me to like her. Okay? Yeah. I'm like, babe, please, just keep an open mind. No. God, man. And then he had to say, he was like, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Because he wasn't there in all the scenes and in the office and stuff. Yeah. So but with Christine, I don't understand why she does the things she does and why she can't just admit, like, I was wrong. Like, yeah, I tried to cover up a lie. It got worse. It started snowballing. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. I just don't understand why she keeps digging herself deeper into a hole. And then now, I mean, I don't know how disrespectful you can be to not only do something so unethical. I mean, it's borderline illegal. Yeah. And then also just not have the respect to even show up and say, yes, I did this. Yes, I'm sorry. Like something like, I don't know, I was stupid. I was desperate. Like whatever it is, like she doesn't even have the decency to show up. But then when I watched the show and then I see her comment and I was like, oh, wow. Okay. You just made it even worse. Yeah. I was like, I mean, how, like, it's mind boggling to me. Like, she's already like in such a like deep water and she just keeps making it worse for herself. She's like, I don't have to answer to anybody. I'm like, yeah, you do.
Yeah. So we were actually at the People's Choice Awards and we were sitting right behind you guys. And we had seen
you're like,
but no, Christine was there and we were sitting there and then she got up and then you guys came in and then we never saw her again. And we were like, that's strange. We wonder why she got up and wasn't with you guys and she completely left. And now it's all making sense watching this back.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to know that like sometimes like when you watch on reality TV, you're like, maybe this is all kind of played up. And then sometimes it's like, it kind of feels like this is how they feels really like it's real.
Yeah, it is real. Yeah. Unfortunately, I wish it were all made up. I really do. I mean, on this, like, it really just, I think it affects all of our lives, like more than any of us want. So, I mean, on a day-to-day basis, she doesn't really come in the office. She doesn't hang out with us. Right. So we're unaffected.
She is still she's still an Oppenheim group. Like, can you tell? Because she's on the website. I was like, I literally as soon as the season ended, I was like, well, what happened? Like, I'm Googling. She's still on the website. I'm like, do we have to wait for season 6?
I think you guys have to wait for season 6.
They put out these seasons fast.
They do. I mean, season 4 and 5 came out very, very close together. So I would hope for something like that too. But Christine also brought in a new girl this season, Chelsea, and it felt like maybe it was Christine's lifeline to being social on this season because it wasn't like anybody else was hanging out with her. What is your impression of Chelsea and how has she now gotten along with the other women?
Chelsea's great. I like her. I think she I was very concerned at first, just because, I mean, not guilty by association, but I just wanted to make sure. But she has a similar kind of personality, like the over the top, personality, just personality, I guess, like Christine.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure she actually is putting the work.
Right.
Really
She's very eccentric. It's the word I would use.
Yes, that's a good word for it. But she's actually very sweet, and she is a girl's girl, where she doesn't believe in hitting below the belt. She doesn't believe in tearing people down, from what she says and what I can tell so far. I mean, she seems great. If Christine has somebody on her team that if she's a good influence for her and helps her come out of her whole coffin, really, at this point, then great.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let Chelsea, her behavior and her actions speak for herself. I mean, I'm not gonna judge her based on their friendship. I don't really care if she's friends with Christine.
Right.
Now, you and Romaine, you guys are going strong. It seems like you have a great relationship. How do you guys keep that strong relationship while also filming the show, social media? Everybody wants to know about it.
Yeah, I think we just don't really take any of it too seriously. We're focused on each other and working. I mean, we barely see each other. So
I was going to say, it was a big,
a
big part of the season was you guys trying to figure out how to make more time for each other.
Yeah. And then I got the promotion.
Yeah.
So that didn't work out so well. We are trying to, we've been trying to do that embryo freezing, too, for about the past, I would like to say year, but it's really like 2 years. Yeah. But now we're actually getting back into it and doing it, but it's a nightmare. I mean, because it takes so much time and trying to squeeze that in. That's why we know we can't have a baby right now. We have to wait for probably a couple more years, because we're just too busy, and neither of us are really ready to slow down quite yet. Yeah. So, but I think we value the time we have together. So, we don't get a lot of it. When we do, it's typically either just fun, like chill at home, and quality time together, or we try to do like little staycations, go away just for a couple of days. And we feel like that really, really helps. Of course, every relationship has ups and downs where you just, you get irritated with each other, and you're like, but we've even gotten through that, where Jason noticed it too. He's like, wow, you guys are actually really, really seem good. And I think because now it's like, when you have a hard day and like you're just frustrated, you take it out on the person that is never going anywhere, and you come home and you're just like, no, just venting. And we used to, I think, get hurt by it. We're like, why are you yelling at me? And it's not that. Or if we snap or do something towards each other, now we're just like, all right, I'm over it. Like, I mean, you go to your corner, I'm going to go to mine. And then we wake up in the morning, we're like, hey, babe.
Yep.
And we just like let go of like, we know it's like stupid, petty, whatever. If neither of us even know what we're bickering about, then we're like, let's just go to bed, get some sleep. We'll be fine in the morning. And we are now. So, we've really kind of learned how to get past just the stupid stuff that doesn't mean anything anyway.
That's great. And that's great to hear, because you guys are adorable. And it's great to see the relationship evolve and change as the show has continued for so long. And you mentioned the embryo freezing, and I do feel like that was a big topic this season because of Chriselle and just of all the women having this conversation about women's age and fertility and the pressures and the restraints that can come with, getting older for a woman. And it felt, just because the show moves so quick, it felt like maybe Chriselle and Jason started having those conversations very soon. But, of course, they had been together longer than we had all known or they had announced. And we saw a really emotional conversation with you, Amanda, and Jason, when he really was trying to come to a decision on whether he wanted kids. And it was heartbreaking to watch. Amanda started crying, and Did you feel like maybe he was feeling the pressure to have a baby and he just couldn't get there?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it really was heartbreaking to watch, and we've had multiple conversations, and he was so torn because he knows how important it is to her, and she means the absolute world to him. Like he would have stayed with her forever. But it's simply like he just wasn't there, like with the kid thing. He wasn't sure he ever wanted to have kids. He's not really sure. He's like, maybe he could wrap his head around, maybe he could get there like in a couple of years or something like that. But because of the timing, because of her age and her desire, she wants one now. And he's like, he can't make her wait for a couple of years where then he could still say, I'm not ready. And so it was just like this heartbreaking thing where he knows he's going to lose her if he tells her how he feels. But it's not fair to her if he like doesn't tell her. So yeah, it was super emotional. There were many, many more tears than just what you guys saw. We film a lot more. We have many conversations when we're not filming, and there were many tears talking to both Chrishell and Jason.
Yeah, but I feel like the tears also represent how much you guys supported their relationship as well, and how real it was.
Yeah. They were an amazing couple. They really were. And so happy.
You know, Jason has always, from what we've seen, been able to get along with exes, you being one of them. And how has now the dynamic shifted, if at all, between the two of them? I assume like after a breakup, you don't want to be around your ex all the time, but you guys are all really close.
Yeah, got tricky right in the beginning. I mean, they're fine now, but I mean, you can't expect people to just immediately go back, like just be okay. And we're like, oh, we're just friends now. We're madly enough, but we're just friends now, and be okay with that. It takes a little bit of time, a little bit of an adjustment period and healing, I think, after a breakup. So it was kind of difficult for them especially, but also for our friends to kind of have to pick and choose who to invite like out. Like you're like, you can't do both. And normally we're like, everybody come on. And you had to kind of not pick teams, but pick and choose, like, and alternate who you're spending time with. But they're fine. They're fine now. I mean, they're not best friends yet, but they're good with each other, and always will care about each other. And I will be back to normal very soon, but it just takes a while.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming to talk to us. We loved season 5 and hope that how are you feeling with everyone now watching season 5, and how did you feel about where you're at the end of this season?
I'm good.
Yeah. I was going to say, I feel like you it was kind of smooth sailing as far as like the life of Mary, right? I was like, this is great promotion, all good things. There's drama. There's certainly drama, but it's not at your doing.
Yeah, I wasn't crying.
Yeah.
I don't think. Maybe I did. I don't know. I know it was I feel like I was good. I'm good with all the girls. Obviously besides Christine, I think we're all getting back to a point where we're all supporting each other. We're all trying to get along and happy for each other's successes. I mean, with that exception, I think we have a very good dynamic in the office like now.
Yeah, definitely. And if the LA market is anything like the New York market right now, I'm sure you guys are all doing very well.
It is crazy. It is absolutely
nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's not. We're in New York, so it's been crazy. But thank you so much, Mary, for joining us. And we'll have to wait and see what really went down at the end with Christine in another season.
Unfortunately, but we will watch.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, it's yeah. I can't say much more.
Nope, we totally understand. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Also, Portland, the tickets are still on sale. We know you hate us, but those tickets are there. We love you guys, and we will talk to you on Friday.